Business networking. Networking in my local community was the key to actually starting to grow my business and confirm that I even had a valid idea. If it weren't for networking groups, I would probably not be here, because at the time I had quit my job and I started this business to be present with my daughters. We all know that story, so I'm not going to bore you with that. But I had started the business, and at that time I was doing a lot of graphic design and websites. But I didn't know how to market and get people to become more aware of me. This is 2009, 2010, 2011. The internet and social media specifically, back then was called Web 2.0, hadn't really taken off, and it wasn't what it is today. Now, knowing that, how do I market my business? Somebody suggested I go do some business networking events. Luckily, I eventually stumbled across this group, which I love, and I just got back from East Dallas Networking. And through the course of showing up, I started to gain business from the group. And I started to find success. I started to do good things and start to get good reviews and testimonials, and people just recommended me. It was fantastic, and I really don't think I would have been successful at this thing if it were not for business networking. But business and networking in general gets a bad name. And it really sucks that it does, because what did networking do to anybody? I actually have a close friend who hates networking, hates using the word networking, because he feels like networking is outdated and he doesn't like it. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but that's the perception that I got from the conversations we've had when we talk about networking, which ironically, we met him at a networking group, his own networking group, but his group was a little different and a little spicy. Having said that, he obviously had a bad experience, and the truth is, so have I. Networking itself isn't it's not networking's fault. The function of networking, it's the individuals. There are some people that show up and have really bad intentions or don't care to actually build relationships, and that's the key. A lot of people show up and then they start cramming their cards in your face, or they start setting up calls with you, one-on-ones, only to pitch you the whole time, only to try to pitch you an MLM. I've been pitched many MLMs in my life, and at the beginning I didn't know what they even were and how that even worked, and I found myself being pitched often. Even when I thought I had it figured out, I ended up getting caught off guard into a pitch fest around MLMs. Sorry if some of you individuals and some of my friends are in MLMs and they're actually high value, high quality. I respect you, but this is my story. Having said that, networking for me is one of the most essential ways to grow your business, especially when you have more time than you have money. And even right now, I still go back. I've been involved in this particular networking group. I found my group, and I want to start doing others, by the way. But I first got involved in it at this point 13, 14 years ago, which is crazy. So I've been in business 16 years. It took me a while to find them, but I've been involved in East Dallas Networking. I talk about them often. You'll probably see content if you scroll back far enough where I've interviewed the handsome leader of East Dallas Networking, Chuck Kovadish, and my chiropractor and my best friend. And this is the other thing I want to say. The big thing I want to say around networking is essentially it's just hanging out. It's hanging out with people who are in business. And ideally, and the point of it rather, is that you're trying to get to know each other, trying to know, like, and trust each other, because all business depends on trust. And if you know and like each other, you're going to trust each other, and you're going to recommend each other to each other. And that's what ends up happening in this particular group, because the way it's set up, it's kind of a laid back. We're actually pretty silly and off the wall at times, depending on what's going on. And personalities are allowed to flow. I've been in other groups where there's a lot of limits. I like this, by the way. Where there are limits, where you can only have one person who's a marketer and maybe another person who does life coaching. So there's limits around that, and they have their value and their benefit. But this particular group doesn't have that, so it's not surprising. Sometimes it won't be surprised, but sometimes you have 4 or 5 realtors, you have 3 or 4 marketers, you have financial advisors, various financial advisors in the room. Actually, it's pretty common. But at the end of the day, there's enough business for everyone, and not everyone's going to attract or appeal to everyone in the room. So it works itself out. Are you tired of burning through your marketing budget faster than you can say ROI? Posting on social media, crickets. Running ads, more crickets. Watching your marketing strategy flop like a fish out of water while you quietly sob into your coffee. Fear not, this episode of the Teevee Show podcast is brought to you by, well, me. Teevee the Marketer, founder of Rockstar Marketing, here to stop the madness. We take your marketing dollars and actually make them do something, like work. Want video content and ads that'll stop your audience from scrolling faster than they stop for a baby panda video? Yeah, we do that. So if you're done setting your marketing dollars on fire, visit www.rockstar.marketing and let's turn those crickets into cash. And if you show up, and this is the key, and I've had conversations with younger individuals who have shown up over the years, and I tried to impart onto them my lessons. In fact, a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I was there. There was an individual who had just started who showed up and he said, hey, how do you feel about this group? What's your experience? Because he heard that I had been coming for over 10 years. I said, I love it. I may or may not ever get business from the people in the room. And in fact, that's what happened when I first started. The people in the room didn't give me their business, but they did pass along their business. They passed along or their referrals. And that's the point. Once I gained their trust, then they were able to refer me. They gave me website work. They gave me graphic design work. They gave me, eventually, and then I started doing more and more marketing. They gave me marketing work. People said, hey, Teevee is a guy from East Dallas Networking. He's doing Facebook stuff. He's doing QR stuff. At the time, I was doing QR stuff as well, way before it became so commonplace. So they referred me. And that's what I was trying to impart upon him. And I say to everyone, like, you may not get any business from the people in the room, but it's a second and third tier because you want to earn their trust. There's people in here that have been in business for who knows how long and they don't need you because they're doing what they're doing, but they will refer you. And that is the magic of it all. And if you go into the room wanting to close people in the room, then you've already taken the wrong approach to networking as a whole. And that's what a lot of people do. They come and they show up for a few weeks and they don't close anyone. They don't convert anyone into a client or into their MLM, then they bounce. And actually, that's great. They need to be filtered out anyways. But if you keep showing up, and this is what happened, is I did like 6-8 months straight. Every single week, I would show up consistently, and I became friends. That's what the whole point of networking is to become friends with these individuals, know them in a way that you may not ever got to know them unless you hung out with them like that. Maybe you got to know about their family, their children, especially when you do one-on-ones. You really get to understand who they are as individuals, how they got into this position of being a chiropractor, being a dentist, being a financial advisor. Why did they do what they do? You learn stuff about their family, their children, their wife, their whatever. And what ends up happening, and it's true for me, my chiropractor's in the room, my financial advisor's in the room, my insurance agent's in the room. Who else is in the room? My car repairman's in the room. You start to connect with those individuals and you will give business. You give them your business or refer people to them because you absolutely trust them. They have become friends. And that's the coolest feeling, by the way. This individual, I don't want to say his name because I don't want to think I'm just trying to make him look bad. I'm not. I'm at networking, the one that says he hates networking. He does do things differently. He's a beautiful man. I met him through networking or fun working. And then the leader, Chuck Kovish of East Dallas Networking, I met him through East Dallas. And these individuals have become some of my best friends. They have helped me in times of struggle. I'm gonna cry. Crap. Both of them actually have been there for me when I was really starting off and really struggling. They have motivated me. They have encouraged me. My daughters have grown up in the room or with them knowing who they are. They've helped, they've supported, they've encouraged, they've coached, they've mentored my daughters. And that's the goal, is to get to know each other. If you approach networking from a have to close business, it has to turn into results right away, then you're going to fail and your networking is not for you. Do ads, do videos, do podcasting, whatever else you can do, because it is a slow, tedious process. As you can imagine, relationships take time to be nurtured, for people to trust you. And what ends up happening, because I think psychologically, you study marketing, you study how people work. At the end of the day, it's just familiarity. They see your face over time. It's like you just become a familiar face. You become comfortable, and it's easier to recommend you to befriend each other. And if you just come and go, then obviously you're just a stranger in the room. So the magic is in that repetition, much like in marketing. And a lot of the marketing I actually tell people is a secret the dirty secret of marketing is the repetition. The repetition helps people feel comfortable with you, with what you're saying, your voice, your brand, your tone, your message. That repetition is what creates that feeling of comfort. Comfort comes from knowing that you're safe, that you're not just there to take advantage of them, to book them on one-on-ones only to then pitch them and sell them. And then nobody wants that. So if you want to grow your business, and if you're starting your business and you don't have that much money to invest into advertising, I 100% encourage you to find a networking group wherever you're at and go and just show up and connect with humans that are doing this work, that are also trying to build their dreams, or trying to help others. And you're going to find incredible value from it. You're going to find other human beings that are in that grind with you, who are trying to build something small, or maybe they're building something bigger, whatever it may be. You're going to find all types of people in the room, especially if it's a well-attended group like East Dallas Networking. By the way, not only is the leader one of my best friends, but I've also do some of their social media. I promote, because I love the group so much, kind of like I've done with my dance passion. I love the group so much and what it's done for me in my life. I want to give and to give value. So I've been running small ads to a video that I produced a while back to help promote it. Because this group, by the way, it's like on average, probably now we're around 40 attendees, if on the low end. Chuck, I'm sorry if you hear this and my averages are wrong. But it's a minimum of 40 people, I think, on average. On bigger days, they're probably pushing 60. My goal now, actually recorded some video today that I want to put together a little sizzle reel to promote the group a little more and put a little more money behind it. I want the group to thrive and continue to grow. It has been in existence for, I don't know, probably pushing 15 years, 14 years. And it is a beautiful group. It's well run by a very handsome man with blue eyes. If you ever go and you're in Dallas, East Dallas Networking, they're on meetup, make sure you give me credit and you call out his beautiful blue eyes. But it's something that I feel compelled to do because they've given me so much. Just the least that I can do is help promote them a little bit with my skills, with my editing, with the little budget that I put behind it. I don't take it for granted.
Hey, remember earlier when I told you about Rockstar Marketing and how we could stop your marketing strategy from flopping around like a fish in the desert? Yeah, that's still true. But maybe you didn't catch that. Maybe you're thinking, oh, I'll just keep throwing money at random ads. I'm sure something will stick eventually, right? Wrong. Spoiler alert, it won't. Look, you don't want to be that business owner that keeps trying to solve their marketing woes with duct tape and wishful thinking. You need results. You need Rockstar.marketing. So if you're finally ready to stop the slow motion train wreck that is your current marketing plan, visit www.rockstar.marketing and let's make your business the rockstar it deserves to be. Otherwise, enjoy those crickets, and now back to our show.
Now, I will say that in the last few years, I have not gone much. I've been busy, I've been lazy, and I want to change that because I still need humans to bump elbows with, humans to connect with, like in real world. Obviously, I'm doing the advertising and the marketing on my stuff and this content that I produce. But humans, that's what makes us human, is other humans. I went today, had a great time, had a great conversation with a few people, saw some old friends. Always love that feeling of people. I walk in, and luckily because I have been around long enough, and I walk in and they're like, Teevee, marketer, rockstar. That's my brand, actually, Rockstar Marketing. But it's also a great feeling. I had a conversation with a young lady. We were going to book a one-on-one. Somebody else wants to book a podcast. That's pretty cool. And then on the way out, one of the members told a fantastic story. I forget her name. I think her last name is Crane. So pardon me for screwing that. It's not coming to me fast enough. But I gave her a compliment on the way out because she told a fantastic story. She's a Toastmaster, which explains why she delivered her pitch so well, her 30-second commercial. I screwed mine up even though I was up. I was practicing all morning. I screwed it up in the moment of truth. I got most of it right. Anyways, on the way out, ran into her in the parking lot. Hello. And congratulated her and told her I'd never buy a house for her because I'm already engaged and I don't need, she's like the Cupid realtor or something like that. She's hooked people up, and anyways, it was a fantastic story. Run into her in the parking lot. We get into this conversation, kind of cold, but she's so engaging. Her stories are fantastic, and we had when it amounts to a one-on-one. where we got to know each other a little better. I enjoyed it. It was fun. I got to know her. I think I've done some work for her in the past, and which is crazy, because here's something that I've noticed for myself is I've been in business long enough, so long, and I've done work, all types of work, especially at the beginning. I was just trying to pick up whatever would come my way. And I think I did a little work with her and helped her with maybe her WordPress site or some graphic design stuff. But it's been so long that I'm not sure, which is absolutely crazy. Nonetheless, she's a fantastic human. She's doing great work. She has a great story to tell, and she's a Toastmaster, which makes sense given the way she just tells stories. Networking. I'm going to do better personally of going out at least once or twice a month to make sure that the community knows me and remembers who I am, so they think of me whenever they need marketing, or they run into someone who needs some marketing, but also just make some new friends. We need to do better. Let's kind of think about that for a second. We as business owners, a lot of us are in our labs, in our business, in our brick and mortars, or in our offices, and we don't get out enough. We need other people that are also doing the thing that we're doing, are in this struggle of trying to build a business and help the world be a better place. So I would encourage you to find a group that clicks with you and that you can show up to, and you will probably be surprised. I'll finish with this. I know for a fact there's been numerous businesses that, especially in the home repair, home contractor niche, that have absolutely built their entire business within the room. Because once you are known, liked, and trusted, you will be the go-to. There's an individual, Jesse, he's Chuck's sideman, is VP essentially of operations and the whole thing. He has built it primarily through the group and through other networking. He's fantastic. He's involved in the community. There's a garage door guy. There's been some handyman people. There's been a CBD, because the people in the room love them and they show up and they support and they're part of the community. They are the obvious choice every time they need a recommendation or they find someone that needs that thing. They're going to refer them. And that's one of the other cool things that I've enjoyed about it, is that I know people. If you need something, you need a chiropractor, someone to fix your dishwasher, someone to fix your heating and AC, someone to clean your carpet, someone for insurance, someone for investments. They're in the room, and most of them have helped me in some capacity. Even if you just use them for yourself and what you need, and because you know them and you become friends with them, you may have even had a drink with them at some point or another, you're going to recommend them. So that's the episode for the day. Thank you for tuning in. It's in the car again because I actually love the lighting in here. And at the end of the day, I have a great mic, I have a great camera. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Teevee the Marketer. Subscribe. Share your thoughts on networking. What are some horror stories? And even better yet, tell me, what are some great stories about networking? Networking at the end of the day has not hurt anybody's feelings. It's the people. People are people, and you're always going to have some shady individuals. So let's be good people. Until next time, take care. See you on the other side. Bye.